My pleasure.
All right, everybody, good evening. It is Sunday evening, and we are doing some training on the career planning of the career program with Pampered Chef. I'm recording it because I'm not quite sure where everybody is tonight. So we're going to just go ahead and record it, and hopefully it will help you out and you can check it out later. So the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen. So, you know, don't judge me for all the little things that I have open, okay? So here is where I found the information on the career plan. And I should probably go back and from the beginning and show you where it is, because I often think that we do not always use the dash enough. So you need to go to dash, okay? And then scroll on down, all the way down to resource library. In the resource library, this talks about the earnings and everything, but we're going to the maximizing your opportunity, okay? So we're going to scroll down and we're going to start right here. All right, so first of all, just to let you know what every single consultant can earn, okay? So as soon as you sell your first $1 to $749, you're going to earn 20% on that. If you've already earned $15,000, if you already sold $15,000 in sales, you got a 2% raise right there. Wow, that's really awesome. But let me tell you something. The last couple of years I worked at NASCAR, there were no 2% raises. So that being said, if your goal for the month, if your income goal is say $200, okay, when you do a 500 party, you're going to make $100. So therefore, you need to do 2 parties to make the $200 that you wanted in your goal. So this is for just absolutely every consultant, okay? Now, we're going to just go on for a minute. So it says here, you want to set a goal. We've talked about goals before, but we're not talking about goals tonight. We're just talking about the career plan. So I'm just going to skip right over that, okay? So here's the first thing I want to talk to you about is the senior consultant, okay? So the senior consultant is a consultant who has 1 consultant on her team. So this is Pat, or I guess it's Tina, and Tina has recruited Pat, okay? So Tina is going to earn an extra 1% on her personal sales. So if she has earned $1,000 this month, if she sold $1,000, she's going to make 1% on that. She's then going to make a 1% override on her personal recruits, okay? And she'll also earn a $50 recruiting bonus when that consultant that she has recruited gets $1,250 in sales, okay? What do you have to do in order to get that 1%? You have to have $150 in personal sales and 1 active recruit. Now you are a senior consultant, okay? So we're going to move on here and we're going to talk to what is an active consultant. So an active consultant is not the $20 that they tell you that you now, if you sell $20 in 6 months, you will not be dropped as a consultant, but that does not make you active, okay? An active consultant has to sell $150 in a month in order to be considered active, okay? So on this particular example here, Tina now has not only Pat, but she has Sue. So she's also going to make a 1% override on Pat and on Sue. So she's going to make it on 1% on Sue's $500 and on Pat's $50. Okay. So what happens if your consultant does not sell $150 a month? It just means that you're not active. Now, say for example, you have career sales of $100,000, or let's go simple with the 15%. So if you have career sales of the 15%, I mean $15,000 in career sales, and you are not active 2 months in a row, you're going to lose those career sales, and you will lose that 2% override. So you don't want to lose that. Okay. Oops, don't know what happened there.
You know, Kathy,
yes.
Excuse me 1 second. I think that's the biggest thing that people seem to forget is that they lose their career sales and end up back at 0. That's pretty huge, especially when you've gotten your raise.
Right. I mean, I would be devastated. First of all, I would be devastated to lose my career sales. I've been in the business 13 years. So I'm at something like $540,000. And quite frankly, I would be devastated to lose it. Okay. But But it would always also drive me crazy to lose that 2%, because hey,
Exactly.
2% on, you know, $1,000 is still 2%. So let's move on real quickly here to a team leader. So now a team leader, so Tina is our consultant, and Tina has Pat and Sue on her personal line. But Pat, wait a minute, 2%, why am I, okay, I'm sorry. She has Pat and Chris are her consultants, okay? So she has two people, two consultants in her personal, those are her personal consultants. Now, Pat recruited Sue. So Tina is going to get 2% on Pat, 2% on Chris, an extra 2% on herself, and a 1% override on Sue. So you have to have, in order to be a team leader, you have to have 2 active lines. You have to have $750 in personal sales, and your team has to have $2,500 in sales. So that's important. You want to make sure that you remember that 2,500. Okay, so let's go back to when you, of course, you're going to get the $50 in Pampered Chef dollars when the person you recruit earns $1,250 in consecutively. It doesn't have to be 30, I'm sorry, in the first 30 days. Okay, so we're going to go back on just one more time. And what is a line? What makes a line active? Okay, a line is when at least one person in your line is active and submits 150 in sales. And again, this is what we're talking about. So she has 2 people here, and these 2 people are submitting $150 in sales. Let's move down a little more. I can't read this, man. My glasses are not that big. So no, I don't know how to make this bigger. Anyway, so right here we have Chris and Pat both active with over $150, and Sue also is. So she's going to earn 2% here, 2% here, and 1% here. Okay. Can a team leader have a senior consultant in her team? Absolutely. So if Pat has recruited somebody, okay, and Pat does 150 in sales, and Sue does 150 in sales, she is now a senior consultant. So Tina does have a senior consultant on her team. Now let's talk about the promotion to director. This is so exciting. So when you have 5 people on your team, okay, now that 5 people does not have to be your direct line. If you look down here, you can see that Tina, okay, so this example, Tina has all 5 of her personal direct. But over here, this is the same thing, but she's got 4 of her personal, and Chris has Kim. Or you just move down even further, and you can see where it's 3 and 2. That's okay, as long as you have 5 people on your team that submit at least $150 in sales in 1 month, and you do 750 in personal sales, and your team, and again, this is important, your team does $5,000 in personal in team sales, you're going to promote to director. Super cool. We're super excited, and we really want this for you. Now, the nice thing is, let's just talk about what happens when you do that. Okay. So what happens is each one of those 5 people that are active on Tina's team, she gets a $10 a month. It's a director bonus for everybody that's on her team that submits 150 in sales. So that's really kind of cool. So say, for example, you've got 10 people on your team, and 10 people 10 people sell $150 in sales. You just got yourself a $100 bonus there, my friend. How super cool is that? Okay. Again, remember, 750 in personal sales, 5,000 in team sales, and 5 active consultants. Now, here's the thing. Before I go any further, that's the first month. The second month, okay, or the third month, or the fourth month, or whatever month, you only have to do as a director team $5,000 in sales. It does not have to be 5 people on your team. Quite frankly, you do $5,000 in personal sales, and boom, you are a director. Okay, so that's really, really kind of cool. All right, so this is your director's overrides. We talked about this. All right, you want that right here. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she's going to make an extra $50. Okay, down here, she's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So she would be making $80 as long as they each did 150 in sales. Now, how much of an override are they getting? Let's go back and see if it's going to give me my override. Okay, here we go. You're getting a 3% override on your personal team sales and a 3% override on your first generation. This is your first generation. This is your first generation. And this is your first generation. Okay. That's what you're going to be getting, 3% override on each of those. So if they do, let's see, my math's not that good at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. So if they do $1,000 in sales and you do 3% of that, is that $30 extra? Okay. And then don't forget, you're also getting a 3% override on yours, plus $10 for each one of these people. Super cool. Again, 750 in personal sales, 5,000 as a team, and the first month, 5 active consultants. Okay. Now, when you promote to director, let's see if it's going to give us this information. When you promote to a director, first of all, you're going to get, well, I want to talk about the rewards. Oh, before we go on to the rewards, as an elite seller, that is another way that you can earn 2%. As an elite seller, you have to do more than, you have to have more than 15, you've already reached the 15,000 in sales. You've got to do at least 6,000 a month. So your commission rate is now 27%, okay? And an elite seller can also be a director, which is super cool because you don't have to, as long as you do that 6,000 a month, you can be promote to a director. All right, so what I'm looking for is when you promote to a director, I'm looking for the really great benefits that you're going to get. I'm not going to go through all this. I do not want, oh, we're not going to go to advanced director yet. When you promote to director, you get, and correct me if I'm wrong, $250 in Pampered Chef dollars. How super cool is that? Is that right, Lisa? I think so. 250.
Yeah, I believe
Yep.
so. Yep.
Yep. And you also get, and this is the real biggie that we all enjoy, is you're going to get your director box every month, every time the new seasons come out, as long as you do $5,000 in personal sales in the prior 3 months. And that's important to remember, because I think sometimes that people forget that. And they think just because they're a director, they're going to earn the director box. Yes, you're going to earn the director box, but you must do $5,000 in personal sales in the prior 3 months. Okay. So, sorry. I'm okay.
That's
so
okay.
that's it. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
So now that's a director. So let's move on just real quickly here to an advanced director. Okay. An advanced director now has, in order to promote to advanced director, okay, you have to have a director on your team. So here's Tina. She's doing $5,000 on her personal team. Her director team underneath her is doing $5,000. But as a director, you have to have 12,000 in organizational sales. So that includes your team and her team. So you have one qualified first generation director, 750 in personal sales, excuse me, 5,000 in personal team sales. So that doesn't change. Okay. Now this is really the biggest pay hike you get in all of the promotions. You're going to get a 4% override on your personal team. You're going to get a 4% override on your first generation. You get a 3% override on your second generation directors who sell 750. And a 0.5% override on your second generation. So that is super, super cool. Now, wait a minute, there's more. You get this $100 bonus for every qualified second generation director up to 300. So if Tina Okay, here's Tina. And if there's no name here. So whoever this director is, this second director, if she has a team underneath her, a director team underneath her, and they make a director, so they're going to be paid they're going to make $5,000 in personal sales, you get another $100. So that's super cool. Senior director, okay, requirements, 3%. I'm sorry, 3 qualified first line. So here's Tina, and we have 3 directors, and we have 1 in the second line. So again, it costs 3. It's 3 and 1. $750 in personal sales, 5,000 personal sales. Again, you always have to have that 5,000 in personal sales, and 24,000 as your organization. And real quickly, you get the 4% override on your personal team, on your first generation, 3% on your second generation, 1% on your second generation teams. You're still getting the activity bonus. You're still getting that $100 bonus. And you get a $500 leadership bonus when you promote a second generation director. So when Tina promotes someone in this line right here, she's going to get a $500 bonus. That is your senior director. And I'm going to just go one more time to executive director. I'm not going to go further than this because, quite frankly, you can go back and look at this yourself. But an executive director, all right, let's go down. We have to have 6 directors. We have to have 2 second line directors. So 6 qualified on your first and 2 on your second. You get a 4% on your personal, on your first gen, 3% on your second generation directors, 1% on their team. You get a 0.5% on the third generation. Again, the activity bonus, the leadership bonus, and oh, check this out, a $500 car allowance every month. You also get your website for free. You get your conference for free. Okay, and there's a bunch of perks. And again, you have to have $48,000 in sales. That's as far as I'm going to go tonight. If you want to go further, you are more than welcome to just, again, go into Dash and down to the resource library and check it all out. It's all there for you. If you have any questions, you can stop in and ask us, and we are available. And that's what I have for tonight. Lisa, you got anything to add on to that?
I do not. I do not.
All right, let me stop recording.